Hey, what's up gamers, this is Skelomystic. I am standing here in Meowiarty's dungeon next to Meowiarty's chest because we have just whipped Meowiarty's butt and stolen some of his stuff. Now I recommend all of you, because he's such a rich cat, he's a fat cat, there you go, I like that, he's a fat cat. Because he's such a fat cat, I recommend all of you come and steal some of his stuff. He's got plenty to go around, plenty. I in fact might come back here later again in the afternoon and steal some more of his stuff. But what I'm here for today, right now, in his room, is to give you guys some strategies or some help if you're having trouble with this guy, to show you how to get through him, to beat him, and get his stuff with a little bit less deaths and a lot less headaches. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it, and there's a couple variations because this guy will have a couple of different bosses just at random depending on what's going on. He will either have Jacques the Scratcher as his secondary boss, which is an ice boss, or he will have Katzenstein as his secondary boss, which is a storm boss. Now the main functions of these two extra bosses are basically to just be a pain in the tail and not let you cast blades or not let you cast shields depending on which school it is. Jacques will cast Steel Ward and rip off your shields anytime he gets a chance, anytime you cast them. So you can't really use a single shield in here while he's alive and not dispelled. Which brings me to the next point. If you have Jacques the Scratcher and you want to cast shields, you'll need to have Ice Dispels as well. Cast an Ice Dispel up there if you want to keep all of your shields, and it'll be just fine. You can't steal them. Or the alternative is, don't cast a single shield. Cast either the double school shield spells like Myth and Life or Myth and Death or what have you, or cast the triple shield, the balance spell. Because he will only steal ward on the first shield. Make sure the shield that you actually want isn't first in line, and it doesn't do him any good to steal it. So you don't waste a turn having to dispel him, you can do it that way. The other secondary boss that can be in here alternately is Katzenstein, and he is a storm boss, and he will cleanse any blade you try to put up, which is rather more of a pain in the tail anyway. So again, you can go with the Dispel. I don't think that you can put up a multi-shield with him because I think he cleanses all of them. But you can put up a Storm Dispel and keep him from doing that period. If you feel like you want to use blades and do this in like fast 3 rounds, you know, everybody's blade in one hitter, that kind of thing, just dispel him and it'll keep him from doing it. As a general rule, none of the extra minions or bosses are too much trouble. The order that we go to kill them in, when I do it with my team, is we kill off that annoying little death minion first. The one that empowers every one of them for after they cast a spell, so that next turn they have full pips again or good pips. We get rid of him first. He doesn't have much life, and he really mixes up the works. He really makes a pain in the butt of himself, and we don't like him. So we get rid of him first. We usually, depending on how annoying the secondary boss is being, either just keep dispelling him or get rid of him entirely. If he's doing damage and causing trouble and making a pain in the butt out of himself, we get rid of him. And then we go with Meowiarty and that balance minion, the Cat Thug, last. Now, this will bring me to Meowiarty and the things that he does. And wow. Whenever we first started this in Test Realm and nobody knew what he was doing, he would send people to the graveyard quickly and repeatedly. Now he's not so bad though. The very first spell that he casts right off the bat is this overtime myth spell. It doesn't really hurt you for much during the first 3 rounds, but on the 4th one, whenever it pops or blows up or whatever it is he says tick-tock time's up or something like that whenever it's getting ready to go, then it causes a good big chunk of damage, especially if you're doing this at exalted level. So on the 3rd turn, whenever he says that, you want to have a teammate cast a myth shield on your guy who has that timer on him. Hopefully by now you have dispelled or gotten rid of Jacques the Scratcher so he don't pull your shield off. But he will do that. On the 4th turn, that myth timer bomb thing he has will go off and it'll do a big chunk of damage to you if you don't stop it. The other thing that Meowiarty does, the only other really dangerous thing that Meowiarty does, is that he will cast a shadow spell based Insane Bolt on the first person that hits him. And it does, again, just like that myth overtime, it does a big chunk of damage. The only way to get out of that damage is to have a great resist all, because, well, there's not really a lot of shadow resist right now. It'll fall under resist all. To have a good bit of resist, or if you've already gotten rid of that second boss minion who steals wards, then cast a double tower shield on the guy who's getting hit. Because, you know, cast a 50% and then a 55%, and it'll stack up, and it'll eat up a lot of that shadow spell damage. Keep yourself from getting killed, because I've seen people who are already damaged take that Insane Bolt and die from it. Especially in Exalted level. So you'll want to, whenever that's coming up, you know you guys are going to get ready to hit Meowriarty for the first time. Whoever's hitting him, get them some shields. It'll save a lot of trouble, a lot of headaches. Other than those two spells, Meowriarty is not all that... He's not all that bad of a cat. He's really not. He's more rich than he is powerful. He's one of those kind of guys. Anyway, that should just about cover it for the strategy for this. One more time over the top. Dispel those secondary bosses if they're being a pain in the butt, or use your abilities to get around them, you know, with the double shields and all that whatnot. With Meowriarty, make sure you have a myth shield or a damage reducer up in place for the timer whenever it times out, and make sure you have a double tower shield on for his Shadow Insane Bolt. Alright guys, the order that we kill them in, at least that my team does, we kill that death minion, we usually get rid of the secondary boss, and then we go with Meowriarty and the balance boss. If we're not doing a mass damage type thing. Sometimes we are, sometimes we're not. You know how it is. It just depends on how the spells get drawn. Alright, I hope this has helped you guys figure out how to get this fat cat. Come grab his gear. Okay. And get your stuff. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Maybe leave me a comment about other games or other series or any other thing you want to see me play. If you'd like, leave a comment to talk to me, to ask me questions, or just shoot the breeze, because I love to talk to you guys back. This is Skellimystic reminding you that whatever else you do, always love the game. Peace! Hey, what's up gamers? This is Skellimystic. Welcome to another edition of Catch It Fast. Today I am back in Celestia at the base camp area, and I'm looking to catch this fish called the false cat shark. Now I'm not sure yet what school it is, but I think it's a